Just woke up. Need coffee. Feel like I slept 100 years. I look like it. I look like I slept 100 years. And this is the yurt that we're staying in for 3 days. Make sure you duck your head when you're going inside. I am not the tallest person in the world, and I've already banged my head 2 times. It's set out here in the yard behind the house. Plenty of wood over there to prepare for winter. Thank God we won't be here. Tatiana has a nice garden over here. She's got dill and radishes and other stuff. And this bad boy right here is where the magic happens, folks. Yep, that's the outhouse. No plumbing or running water here. As far as outhouses go, that one's pretty nice, but resist the urge to look down the hole. Just don't do it. Keep it a mystery. Both of the yurts are shared accommodation, so they sleep 6, but luckily we're the only ones here. And here is Tatiana's house. This is where we've been reading and hanging out, drinking some wine. She's got her art and her friend's art. She's an artist and her friend an artist, and they make all this really cool, interesting stuff that's hung up everywhere, like this guy I really like. And oh yeah, this guy's my favorite. He's the best. And this room right here is where the Russian sauna is. I think it's gonna be too dark to see, but yeah. And this is where we brush our teeth and wash our face in the morning. Like I said, no running water, so how it works is this little bin here is filled with water. You press up on this to release it. It goes into the dirty water bin, and when this runs out, you just take the ladle bucket, clean water, refill, repeat. By the way, this guy. These cool old vans, you'll see them all over the island here, really all over this part of Russia, but especially around here. Our friend Victor, he told us that in Russian they're called bread bricks. It's one word, don't know why. That one obviously is not in use, but you'll see them driving all over the island. Anyway, coffee. There's one. There's some more. Boop. Red brick. So the little village that we're staying on the island here in Lake Baikal is called Kizir. And Victor was telling us that the village started back in the 1930s as a fishing village, but it fell apart or closed down during the Soviet era. And only recently has the population started to grow again and people to start coming back to the village, but mostly for tourism now. And we're up and about. It is day 3 here at Lake Baikal, and we're about to leave on our 8-hour tour. We're going to be checking out the north side of the island today.
So we're in one of the bread bricks we've seen everywhere on this island, and we're on our way to Cowboy Cape for an 8-hour tour.
We are at our first stop at this lookout point. You can tell that normally it would be gorgeous. You can see way out over the lake. You can tell that the lake is still bright green, but unfortunately it's super overcast. We thought it was because of the weather that we've been having, but our host at our guest house told us that it's actually because of a fire on the mainland. This is smoke, so feels more like Beijing than Lake Baikal right here, but still pretty cool to see. Hoping that the view clears up for our later stops. Like I said, this is going to be an 8-hour tour, so much more to see. There are flies everywhere. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what I can see here. There are flies up here like a motherfucker.
We're on a tour to Cowboy Cape, which is at the north end of Lake Baikal. There's a lot of flies here. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm hoping it maybe it's just the smoke.
Ah! Yo, I've never seen so many flies before. You would think I'm a giant piece of poop right now. There's so many flies. You can't even open your mouth. Anyway, I guess this strange experience was worth stopping here, even if we can't see the view. Back on the bread brick. Stop number 2. Check out all these bread bricks.
Bread brick heaven.
Oh, look at this one. He just left. I'm more excited about the bread bricks than I am about seeing any of these landmarks. So we're at a beach and there is a sign here. It's all in Russian, so we're going to use Google Translate to try and figure out a little bit of what its
significance is.
Britt, if you could summarize that, what would you what would you say that I just read to you?
I believe that the that there's the favorable name for this part of the island in Burят was what, like Lord
of the Mountain.
Lord of the Mountain.
So smoky. Alright, we're gonna go check out the beach. So there's an old boat, a rusted out pier, a loud generator, and a smoky beach. Ready to get back on the bus. At least there's no flies.
There's so many bread bricks here. It's a damn near bakery.
Yeah. We don't know where we're going. Mr. Toad, our driver, speaks 2 words now English. Earlier he told us go. And then just now he told us lunch. He said it in Chinese, Russian, and English. So he's multilingual. But we were standing around waiting for said lunch and nothing was happening. So the Russian people that we were with started walking off up towards this hill, and we're just gonna follow them and assume when they head back, that's when we eat. So into the smoke we go. We just made it to the top of the lookout point, and whoo-hoo, this view. Check out this view. Drink it in.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
Wow. Probably
would be amazing.
Olkhon Island, more like Smoke-on Island. It's a good one. Wait, let me say my other one.
This is so cool. You know, I guess this is one of those times when you're traveling that you just have to be thankful. Look at the silver lining. We're on Lake Baikal, we're in Russia, and you know, even though the views aren't that great, It's part of travel and embracing.
Yeah, it's not raining.
It's not raining. Yeah. Reminds me of when we were at the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland when it was all foggy.
Yeah.
And the fog was just rolling off the cliffs. Kind of the same thing here, except for it's smoke.
Yeah.
Also, this drone is reminding me how annoying they can be when you're not the one flying them. So, note to self. We got back to where we parked and we weren't sure where everybody went, but we found our driver cooking us lunch. Looks pretty good. Fish soup.
Thank you. Yeah.
That was so good. Probably one of the best meals we've had.
It was homemade.
Homemade. Sergey, Mr. Toad, made us homemade Russian salad with cucumbers, dill, tomatoes, and then we had a fish soup, which was canned fish, even though we're in Lake Baikal. Another guy was telling us that the lake was massively overfished in the 1900s, so I guess they don't really fish anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. But and then we had some bread and some tea and little candies, and so good. So good.
Yeah, super tasty. And Mr. Sergey is a Buryat ethnic background, so he's a local to this island, and we did watch him put some bread in the tree and then give the tree a little hug with his hand, which I thought was nice before we ate. Offering. Yeah, sort of an offering. So
yeah.
That was nice to see.
But looks like we're back to the bumpy roads of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Oh my gosh.
No more bread boxes.
My neck is so sore.
I'm over the bread box. No, it was really cool.
Bread brick.
Bread brick. Oh yeah, bread brick. It's called a bread brick. Anyway, it was a good tour. Highly recommend it. It was only 1,300 rubles each. Views would have been amazing, like we've said a million times in this video. If only we could see them. You know, we got smoked out. Not in a good way.
I don't think the tour lasted the full 8 hours just because the views were, you know, not as pristine as they could have been, and we probably didn't spend as much time at each stop. But, you know, we're happy to come back a little bit early. It might thunderstorm a little bit later, and all I could think about was what might happen if there was a thunderstorm or like a flash flood in those muddy roads. What else? The Russian family that was with us gave us a hearty Das Vidanya.
So nice. And even though they didn't speak any English, you know, we had a great time.
Yeah, we did a lot of body language communication.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we stared out into a hazy sea of gray, but you could totally imagine how epic the views are. And in the end, you know, that's kind of what travel's all about. Like, you're gonna have times where things don't meet your expectations or they don't go the way that you want, but you gotta roll with the punches. And at the end of the day, you know, we're grateful. We're at Lake Baikal in the middle of Russia.
Yeah. Whoever thought we'd be in Siberia?
Yeah. We're on a year-long travel break, and we're happy to be here. We're grateful. And if anything else, it gives us a reason to come back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's supposed to be awesome in the winter. You can drive across the lake in one of those bread bricks, and I bet that's something else.
Yeah, no bumpy roads. You're driving on the ice.
Yeah,
so,
you just drive from the mainland straight across.
So hold me to it.
Look out.
We'll see you guys in the next one.